Welcome back to another episode of Just a Bit of Banter. My name is Patrick, and in this episode of the podcast, we welcome our good friends in the Hollywood Kippax. In this episode, I'm going to be honest, it's a pretty city-heavy episode. We cover all things city, the Nottingham Forest game, how Hollywood Kippax and myself became city fans, and just general city banter surrounding the club. We also get into the Brighton and Chelsea games as well, so look forward to it. Really happy they're on the show. Let's get into it. Well, welcome back to another episode of Just a Bit of Banter. I am here with our good friends in Hollywood Kippax. We have Will and Alex as special guests on the podcast today. Boys, welcome to the podcast. We're so happy you're here. Before we get into any plugs or anything like that, why don't you tell us a little bit about your podcast and a little bit about yourselves?
All right,
ahead, Alex.
we're Hollywood Kippax. So we started this podcast about a year ago, nearly to the month. So the story goes is that just as some background, we're all musicians.
Oh,
Yes.
awesome.
And I was renting a lockout studio in East LA, and what I was doing is I would wear my Man City gear around the place, the lockout place, and this guy pulls up and it's like, "Hey, fool, you like Man City?" I'm like, "Yeah." It's like, "I like Man City too." And we start talking and broing down about like Aguero and 9320 and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then he goes away and, life carries on. And then I think this was around the end of the Premier League season. It was 21-22, and the day we won the Premier League, and I was at my lockout studio, and Will and Ipkis were there, and we started just like, "Oh, we won the league."
Yeah.
And so and then fast forward a little bit forward, we're like, we should start a podcast. And it's like, all right, if I had to do a podcast, I would call it Hollywood Kippax, and let's just get it going. And so we all got started, and then that was the beginning of this last season. And so our first season was the season we covered the treble season.
What a season to start.
Yeah, we peaked a little, or not. We peaked,
We peaked early.
We peaked early. But like last season, we didn't miss a beat. Like if you go back and I listened to all of our old episodes, we didn't miss a week. And every highlight we watched it, so we covered it all the way through. So it's a pretty good, just any point of the season you can go back and see how we were feeling as City fans. So, yeah. Bill.
Let me mention, Ipkis is our third chair, and he pops in every now and then in the podcast. So he told me about this guy. He's like, "There's this homie at the studio that watches Manchester City as much as you," and I was like, "Okay, I want to meet this guy." Now that day that we won the Premier League last year, we lost in the first half.
Yeah.
So as soon as we got scored those 2 goals on, I gave up. I shut the TV off and I went to go hang out with my friend Ipkis.
Oh.
Yeah. And then I run into this guy and he's all happy, like, yeah. I go, "Dude, we the bed." He goes, "What are you
The Villa
talking
game,
about?
yeah.
We fucking won." I was like, "We won the league? Dude, we were down." He's like, "We won the league." And oh my God. And then so we started talking, like, "Dude, we should start a podcast." And here we are. Here we are with Bit of Banter, man.
Bit of banter.
Absolutely.
Bit of
So
banter.
I want to go back to the fact that you guys are musicians, because Greg and I are actually musicians as well. It's
Awesome.
how we met. And it's kind of
Beautiful.
a similar story. Will, I see a guitar in the background there, so I'm assuming guitar is one of the instruments you play.
Yes, sir. I play guitar. Yeah.
And Alex, how about yourself?
I'm a musician, singer, songwriter, guitar, rock, pop.
Sick.
I'm on Spotify. Actually, Will though is in I would say hip hop collective.
Yeah.
Called Dark Ghost 64.
Yes, sir.
And Ipkis and Will are in the group with, I think, how many other people? 3 people, 4
Yeah,
people?
it's a 5-head collective, but me and Ipkis were the two to originate the group. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
So he's kind of
We'll
evolved.
have to drop some links in the chat here so we can post them on our
For
on our
sure.
YouTube.
Awesome.
Video.
Hell yeah.
We're all on Spotify. I'm on
Plus, I wanna
Spotify under
listen
my
to
name
it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the socials, man. You want to get them all in there. But
Yeah,
that's cool.
I gotta
That's
get on that
good,
now.
dude. I like that.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
That's awesome, guys. Well, really cool. We're all a bit of musicians then.
except
Yes,
George,
sir.
but he's an outcast anyways because he's a Chelsea fan. So
Yeah, dude, I enjoy.
He's the only unsuccessful one here.
Chelsea who? Chelsea who?
You
It's
know,
like the EPL.
Where is that?
let's jump in right away and talk some shit.
Where's
Can you imagine if City spent £1 billion and had the lack of success that his teams had?
Probably not be here, bro.
Yeah, we wouldn't be here. We'd be hiatus, hiding from the media somewhere.
Dude,
Where?
this freaking season, it depresses me. It's just like a stagger because I gotta hear it from these guys every freaking week. I gotta hear it all the time, and not just City fans, but I gotta hear it from hear everything, man. It's tough. It's a little hill we're going through right now. It's still early, man.
You know a little hill.
Yeah.
But bit of banter though. That it's only appropriate that you're a banter club on this podcast. So
and we have a lot of it.
Yeah, we have a lot. Come on.
Oh shit! Let's get it.
Well, absolutely. Let's dive into it. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Obviously, we had Forest at the weekend. We won 2-0. And I think we all, as City fans, believe that it's kind of a tale of two halves. First half was great. Awesome play. Unfortunately, it's kind of soured by the idiotic decision of Rodri. There's no sugarcoating it. It was a dumb decision. You just can't do that nowadays. Early in the second half, that caused us to be way too defensive. But before I go on what I thought of the game, I'd like to have you guys unpack your thoughts on the Forest game, where you think we did well, who were your standout players, and just an overall general review of the game.
Well, so, I mean, we scored 2 goals in 15 minutes. That's great.
Wasn't it great to see us score early? I was thinking that while I was watching. Like, I missed the fact that we're scoring early in the last couple of matches that I've seen us play.
Although I do appreciate City being a second half team. They give us a run for our money in the first half, and then they always come back in the second half.
Sure.
That was actually the title of our last episode because the last 2 games previous were, second half wins, really. Forest had nothing on the ball, but, they're kind of the lower level Premier League team, and all they have is just a bunch of attitude. And you can see that from the Nottingham Forest players who are being scrappy, saying to the players, trying to get us all riled up. Their fans are the same way. You know what I mean? They were the ones that were like, "You'll never sing that. You'll never sing that." And this is our first meeting from after winning the treble, making history like that. And then, you would think that our players are mature enough to just kind of rise above that. But, they're human, and Rodri got riled up and then, shoved the player, and then now he's out for the Arsenal game.
And that's the biggest loss for sure.
Yeah. That was the Atletico that came out of him, bro.
Yep.
That was the Spanish. All Spanish motherfuckers always want to choke another motherfucker, dude. And it's crazy because it just came out. And I'm sorry, bro, but you're a treble champion, and a guy like Nottingham Forest, who was it? Gibbs something.
Gibbs White.
Yeah. He's over here trying to punk this guy. You got to kiss the ring, baby. You know what I mean? What are you doing, dude? You know what I mean? You know your little place, little man. But hey, man, all hats off to these guys because Nottingham does. Every time we face them, they show so much passion. And before the league ended, they did beat us, dude.
Yeah,
they did beat us 1-0. So this was the revenge game to show them, hey, we're back from a treble. We're going to put you back in your place. You know what I mean?
I mean, to be fair, that time that they beat us, we were playing rotated teams because, we had our eyes on a Champions League final at the time.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, but I agree. I've heard, you could take the boy out of Atletico, but you can't take Atletico out of the boy.
Yes, sir.
And that's kind of what happened with Rodri. It's unfortunate, but at the same time, I'm a little bit excited for it. I know we lose them for Arsenal, and that will be a big loss. But to be fair, they lost Declan Rice as far during the Spurs game today. I think he went off injured. So they're missing their DM as well. That kind of balances the scales. Look, I'll pose the question to you. Do you think this will be a time for Calvin Phillips to step up? In my opinion, I don't think Calvin Phillips is going to play still. I think it's going to be Kovacic and Nunez, especially after what we've seen from Nunez lately, driving the ball forward. Even that cross that he put in for Haaland's goal. Like I don't know what it is. There's been for the whole time Pep's been here, there's always been with midfielders, oh, we got to give them a year to adjust. They've got to learn the system. The last 2 midfielders we've signed, 3 actually, Ndoku, Kovacic, and Nunez, they've kind of just slotted right in like a glove. But I'll pose it to you if you think Phillips, it's time for him to step up or he'll even get a chance. And the rest of the panel as well.
I told Alex last episode, I go, this guy, Mateus Nunez, usually when we bring in new players, I'm like, all right, I don't know about the guy.
Sure.
And it's going to take me a while to get used to him. But Mateus Nunez, it has won me over since day one, especially with the chemistry between him and Jeremy Doku. Oh, my God. These guys are touching, dude. And today, the way that yesterday, the way he centered the ball to Haaland, I think we found a new chemistry, a new brotherhood that's gonna mature. You know what I'm saying? These guys, this is like their second, third game, and already have featured in a Champions League game. Pep has a lot of trust to do that for you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
For real.
So
especially with Doku being so young.
It sucked that he had to be subbed off, but that was more of a strategy sub. You know what I mean?
It wasn't his performance at all. He's just a victim of Rodri being stupid.
Exactly, but it was beautiful. Yes.
What I've been saying on the podcast is that City's form since the season started hasn't really stuttered, even though people were expecting it to be. Since the fact that we lost Gundo, KDB, all these players, but we haven't really stuttered. And then now we're facing injuries, which is sure is going to be a problem for us. Coaches will start when he comes back, but I'll say this: you don't think it's a good thing for Calvin Phillips to run off some weight? You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point. Yeah.
You know, he needs some playing time. He also needs to lose some pounds. So, you know, this is his time to shine.
Yeah. Look, I want Phillips to be successful. I think he was a great signing when we brought him in, but for whatever reason, he hasn't been able to gain Pep's trust, and the whole transfer window and subsequent games where he probably should be playing and he can't get minutes has been very telling to me. But I would love him. I mean, he's a City. My philosophy is if you're at City, you're a City player. I want you to do well. I want you to do well because if you're doing well, City's doing well, and I want City to win. So I hope he has opportunity. It's difficult for me to see, given that I don't know if he has Pep's trust. But
can I ask you a question, Patrick?
Sure.
When you join City or a team, you're assigned your responsibilities, and this is me, and I hope that you agree too. Calvin Phillips is a FA Cup player. Calvin Phillips will be the Carabao Cup. You know what I mean? But when it comes to Champions League and the EPL, dog, you move aside because we spend a little money and we have a little bit more quality. You know what I mean?
I would agree.
That's just me.
No, I fully agree. The only thing I can see that might be an issue from Calvin Phillips' side of things is that he's an England national team starter. I know he played for Leeds, and Leeds are not where City were. Obviously, they got relegated and all that. Yeah. But in his mind, he's going to want that first team opportunity. Yeah. So I think that's where I'd like to see a little bit more quality. In my opinion, I haven't seen the quality out of Phillips that we need to see in this team, where we see Nunez has come in and just been like, yep, that's exactly what we need. He gets it. He drives forward. He makes intelligent decisions and understands this. And you made a great point. The chemistry is what I don't know if Phillips has that chemistry.
Yeah, well, I mean, I agree with everything that you guys are saying. Calvin Phillips, I think, is one of those players that bargained for when he signed for City that he wouldn't be playing that much, but he knows he's going to be a part of a team that's going to win a lot of trophies, and he has. Sure. So that was a bargain he made, and I think he understands the bargain a little bit, but I think I agree with what you said that he's going to ask for some more first team stuff, but I don't think he's that player. So who knows what he'll be at season's end or next summer. But yeah, but I hear what y'all are saying.
Yeah.
Isn't he the one that you guys signed for? He's there for 5 years, huh? 6 years? How much did you guys sign him for?
I'd have to look that up.
3 or 4. I thought
it was longer than that because he's a midfielder. So I felt a little bit of City, and I'm just a fan overall. But I'm interested to see how for Calvin Phillips develop more with the midfield side and how he will develop, and like you said, and have that chemistry with the teammate with the boys. playing time wise, it's gonna be tough when you got, especially with Nunes is how he's playing right now, and Rodri, and then how you can Doku coming in. Doku's bad. I like Doku. He's
He's a baller.
He's so small, like, and it's cool for him because how he. I don't think it was this game. It might have been the last week's game and match, and how he just goes for it. He just goes with it, and it wants to see how like Grealish and Doku, how they're going to have that, maybe go back and forth, maybe switch them out to the different wings, and see how that goes. So it's going to be interesting how they want to do expanding wise on the midfield side, because if he's signed for 5-6 years, he's going to be there for a minute. And just build up that confidence with them. And also, I'd like to see more. I think I've talked to Patrick about this, Patrick and Greg, is I want to see a little bit more. I know he's young, but I want to see Rico Lewis go in there and see how he does.
Lewis is being managed right now.
How he. Sorry, Patrick. Can you?
Sorry, go ahead.
One more time.
No, I was saying Lewis's game time's being managed right now because he did have a breakout season.
That's fair. He's young, dude. He's only 19, something like that. He's 1920s yet. But yeah, I just want to throw it out there with how those do, because I want to see how that's gonna, develop in the long run. Especially because you guys have Premier League, and also you got Champions League, so you have to go those rotations. It's gonna happen. Doku coming in and out or early, and see Grealish substituting. People are not gonna like that, but in the long run, it's a long season, so you want to keep the boys healthy. You know what I mean? So again, it's gonna be. I'm interested to see how it's going to come, like more towards like the December area. So, still a fan, dude. It's good. City's got the whole package right now, man.
Yeah, we've seen a lot from what's going on right now, and Pep still has a lot of experimenting to do.
Mm-hmm. We've yet to see him a random lineup where we're like, "What the f- are you doing?"
Exactly, dog. Exactly.
Yeah.
So. Right now, I see Jeremy Doku playing the left, which is Grealish's spot.
Right.
And it could be. I don't want to say it's like a Calvin.
So do you see them? Do you see him moving it?
Yeah. Eventually, he's gonna go, because that guy moves like Riyad Mahrez, dude, and he plays like that too. And I miss that guy. That was my guy. Riyad Mahrez was my fucking guy. And now to see Jeremy Doku, I have a new crush, bro. You know what I mean? And that guy needs to move to the right, and we bring Jack Grealish, and then give Foden a little bit on the left, playing with Julian Alvarez a little bit. That would be nice to see, dude. That's Champions League's quality right there.
Nunes made that nice dime to Haaland, and just Haaland's like, whoop,
no struggle. No struggle. And Haaland has been struggling, dude.
Yeah, yes.
He has been struggling, but you have to see that as well, because Haaland is he's a top dog. Of course, everyone wants to defend him. You're gonna have two guys defend him. It's gonna get frustrating, and I'm assuming you City fans, but he's an overall threat even without the ball. So of course he's gonna struggle a little bit, but I'm sure having that goal is gonna boost up his confidence. But then that's when you see Julian Alvarez come in, and Alvarez, he's a stud. You got Foden being a stud. Man, you guys got some serious, disgusting weapons.
It's a bench and a whole squad, dude.
It's because you have that rotation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Alex was gonna say something.
Well, yeah. So I was just gonna make a comment because I see Greg just vibing over here in the corner. As a Brighton fan, all this Man City talk. They're in third place right now.
No, Brighton's doing kicking ass.
They're doing incredibly well.
I love Brighton.
I was gonna make a meme out of it because we're all just talking, and Greg has this glazed look on his face, just like he's just vibing. He's in top four.
Vibing.
Yeah, he's just out. He's just here. But no, I'm just looking forward to talking about the other Premier League teams in the Premier League race.
Here
in a minute.
Dude.
But I mean, losing Rodri is going to be a huge loss for this next, for Arsenal. But this weekend was pretty big in terms of like different outcomes. I think this weekend had a lot of telling moments. Like Liverpool is showing form again, like they're coming back again. Spurs and Arsenal drew. Arsenal's are a bunch of draw merchants, and Spurs is quality team. They're in the top 4 right now. So like I think this weekend is definitely like kind of telling for the Premier League race right now. But all I can say right now is Man United and Chelsea are out of it. They are out of the Premier League race. So sorry, George, but yeah, that just looking at the observations from the weekend.
It's so depressing, dude.
If you only had a Man United fan here, dog, it would be way better for you, G.
Yeah, we would all gang up on him instead. Nothing beats Man United's downfall, and George could join in.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of, because his team's. What are you in the bottom half of the table now? So,
14th.
Oh,
yeah.
Have the receipts.
I told him last episode. Speaking of receipts, I said you're not going to beat Villa. Sorry. My prediction was wrong, but I was like, you ain't beating Villa. They're playing too well right now.
They scored a little bit.
They didn't even do well this weekend. They still lost to Villa.
We were down a player, dude.
Oh, you were down a player. I was down 10 men for an entire second half, and I still pulled out a win.
But you're City though. So you're City though. You're expected to win.
You're expected to win with spending £1 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't you have do you only have 11 people on the field? Or how many people is I don't know. Guys, I'm going to tell you something. I don't really know a ton about football. That's just a caveat. We probably should have told you before we started. I don't know a whole lot about this.
Yeah, he's a brand new convert.
Well, isn't that the starting point for wisdom is to admit that you do not know?
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
With the wisdom.
At least you can.
I am also
that.
not very wise, but
I
can at least admit.
I'll ask the Oracle to see who's the wise man. There's none wiser than Greg.
We've decided.
We have decided there's none wiser than Greg.
I have
all of the land.
Yeah.
And all of
Arizona.
Arizona.
Smoke soon, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. You know it, man. You know.
Well,
can we talk about the Chelsea game a little bit though? Because I would like to hear George's take.
I was going to transition over to you, George.
Greg, you want to talk about the Brighton game?
Hell yeah, I want to talk about Brighton. They're in third place. It's awesome.
Man, Brighton is just doing it. And the story today was your boy Mitoma with that freaking perfect melon on top of his head with, I don't know if it's the haircut or whatever it was, but that freaking, I don't know. Did you guys see the highlights at all? At least,
yes.
He had 2 goals, and he just perfect header right into the net. That was really good. What the hell is the team called? Bournemouth. They had a goal pretty early on, and then it was not much going on in the whole the whole first half. But second half, Mitoma comes out 17 seconds and then just boom right in there. And then he comes in later in the game, and then they had a total of it was 3-1. He's freaking crazy, man.
Yeah, Greg's the only one that got his predictions right because he started guessing 3-1 for all Brighton games. He's at 3-1.
I mean, you don't walk away from a hot table.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's actually our go-to prediction for all of City's games too. It's 3-1.
Yeah,
3-1.
Yeah,
if you bet 3-1, that's a pretty solid prediction.
It was 2-0 today.
Yeah,
it was 3-1
for
Brighton.
Forest, yeah.
I have all the scores from all the Premier. Like the only games that I thought were interesting. And Brighton beat Bournemouth 3-1. That is actually the battle of the Cliffs of Dover because those are both seaside clubs from the south.
Oh, yeah, they are, aren't they?
So I'm not. If that's a derby or whatever, Brighton versus Bournemouth because they're both seaside towns in the south. But I don't know. Look that up later. But you guys beat them 3-1.
3-1. But City won 2-0 against right?
Forest.
That was the score of the City game? Yeah. Okay.
Oh, Brighton's been growing up since last season, bro. Oh my God. They've been consistent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think you guys, dude, I really hope you guys stay up there, dude, because you guys really fought for that spot last season too, bro.
Yeah.
And then eventually boom, started falling, but it's looking good for you guys, dude. Looking really good.
I wish Palmer would have gone to Brighton, honestly. I wish Palmer would have gone to Brighton instead.
Look at George.
Hey, he's getting some playing time, dude. We might be
Sorry, I
switching
had
up
to throw
some.
that in there.
You're welcome.
Switching that up there, man.
When me and Alex read the news of Cole Palmer going to Chelsea, I was like, man, that is so fucked up, dude. Like, you just got to send him over there to try to help, dude. You know what I mean? But you guys, it's who's your guys' coach right now? Chelsea. Is it the old Tottenham coach?
Yeah.
Pochettino.
It is. Man, what's cracking over there, dude? You got Sterling. You got man. We just
They have an
you guys-
American owner.
Oh, okay.
The Dodgers
okay.
owner.
That's spending all that money, dude. With
Is
no,
that really?
no-
Is that real?
Yeah, Todd Bailey.
shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
It
wow.
does he really own the Dodgers?
yeah, he owns it. Yeah, he owns the Dodgers.
He's a partial owner or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just from looking at it, I mean, Chelsea's a club that's always been ran on chaos. You know, like even with Abramovich, like they threw a lot of money at players. They got a squad together that played really well. And did some things in the 2000s. But it's kind of same modus operandi with Bailey, but it's just not working out. And the billions and billions of dollars being spent just to be in 14th is
It's
just
a stabber, dude. It's a dinger in the heart, dude. Spend all that money and nothing.
Oh, Banter Club, with that one kid. What's that one TikTok guy that does all that stuff? Oh yeah, I forget his name.
Yeah.
It's
So
so
thinking of Grumpy Cat.
Grumpy Cat.
Grumpy Cat.
That's pretty
Yeah, I
much
think
every
that's what
Chelsea
you
fan
said.
right now. It's Grumpy Cat.
Young Kippax.
They're the new
Yeah,
Arsenal.
Young
Honestly,
Kippax.
they're the new Arsenal. They complain about everything. They have no patience with the manager, and it doesn't look like they have anything going for them right now.
Sounds like the Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, hey, they beat the Cowboys this
They
weekend.
sure did, though. Thank God.
Okay,
Somebody knock the
back to the
Cowboys down.
soccer. Back to the soccer.
exactly.
We could go all day with that, Greg. I'm with you, dog. So when it comes to like the way that the league is looking so far for you guys, especially you, Greg, you think you can keep that top four position?
Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know because I'm still really new at watching this, so I don't really know what their momentum looks like. Can they stay as consistent? Because I don't know if it's like a matter of the ability or not. I think the ability is there for sure.
Oh,
But
definitely is.
It's the consistency. Can they do that every single week?
What do you think,
And
Patrick?
I hope so.
I think I'm kind of holding out. I think they can get Europe again. I don't know if it'll be a Champions League spot though. And the biggest reason, and it's the same reason I think Arsenal and who else? Arsenal and United are going to struggle is when we get to November, December, when it gets real busy and you've got games every 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious how you're going to deal with that pressure. And in Arsenal's case, they have the pressure of expectation now that they're going to challenge City. I don't know if they're used to that pressure. Last year it was unexpected, but Brighton, I think they're going to get Europe again. It remains to be seen if they're going to get Champions League. It really just depends how they handle that busy period. Because Pep said it in his pre-match interview before Forest. He's like, it's great that we won 5 out of 5, but we did that in 17, 18, where we won a lot of games up front, but it's still early days. And he's right. So I'm glad we're winning a lot. I'm glad Brighton's winning a lot, but it's really early in the season.
I'm glad Chelsea's in the muck.
Oh, 100%. I'm even more happy of the chaos that's happening at United. Like that makes me even more happy.
You love to see
I
it.
think we can all laugh at the chaos at United.
So
Can I ask you guys a quick question here, real quick, as someone who's not very versed in this? Who do you hate more as a club? Do you hate United more or Chelsea?
United.
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 Chelsea.
Is it for sure? Okay.
It's a harder conversation if you ask me about Liverpool or United. That's
You know what though? To be more honest though, to be honest, Liverpool for a long time. I hated Liverpool almost more than United. When Liverpool and City were going at all those years that, like, even there are times when Man United was playing Liverpool and I was like rooting for Man United. And I was, United and Arsenal were playing, and I was like, oh, come on, beat Arsenal. You know what I mean? Like, but but ultimately though, United is our rival. The Manchester
Gotcha.
rivalry. But like typically though, I like the title challenger. Is the one I kind of dislike the most. But yeah, but United, but Chelsea, it's just like the South. It's just London.
London in
and
general, I don't
yeah,
like.
the
Gotcha.
north-south thing. So like
Yeah.
that they're typically usually the best team from the South. So you just gotta, and they're also the Blues. Like they refer to themselves as the Blues. We refer to ourselves as the Blues. You know what I mean? So it's like when we play each other, it's like who's the real Blues? You know what I mean? Or who's the
Who is
better
the real
Blues?
Blues?
Yeah,
I
It
think we
has
all
to be
know.
Blues Clues.
Heyo, that's how they're playing, like Blues Clues. Where is the goal?
Do you see
In the
the
net.
clue?
Where is our number 9? Aldrin, Raheem Sterling.
You guys,
Dude, I find it so funny
Lukaku.
that Chelsea fans are starting to turn on Sterling because he can't finish, and it's like, bro, have you watched him at City at all? Like, he's not a
Here,
finisher.
dude. I was glad when he left. Will I'll say otherwise. Will actually was.
I liked him.
Ooh.
I liked Sterling, dude.
So here's the thing: when he left, I was upset because we were getting Haaland, and if there's one player that's going to benefit from Haaland in the team, it's Raheem Sterling. However, we now have Jeremy Doku, which is kind of like having the same thing, also with the Mahrez vibes. So
there.
I'm so excited to see, back to the Doku conversation, his development in the team. And George, to your point, I think we talked about this in last episode. I bet you we will see more of Grealish in the Champions League because Pep's going to want that control. And
Yeah.
another question I wanted to ask the boys here is, obviously being in the City community, I'm sure you see the Grealish hate and already the comparison. Oh, Doku's better than Grealish and everything. Like, what's your take on Grealish being in the team?
Oh, dude, that's our guy, man. Oh my
Thank
god,
you.
that's our guy, dude. Come on, he was he was the main character of last year's success, dude. In the beginning of last season, how much did we talk about Grealish, Alex?
Oh, I
Oh
talked
my
a lot of
god,
shit on
so
Grealish.
much shit, dude.
I was on the Grealish hate train. Now I was on the Grealish gravy train, and um, like yeah, we totally need Grealish. Grealish became the player that he needed to become in last year, and
Yep.
it's he's sorely missed from the squad. One thing I was going to say earlier is because we're talking about chemistry in the City squad, and Will pointed out that Nunez and Doku are having like already like instant chemistry, and we'll see how that goes. Another bit of chemistry is Walker and Foden.
Yes.
And just seeing it from today, the Walker Foden connection is is pretty solid. If you're looking at it like you're playing FIFA Ultimate Team, the chemistry lines, you know what I mean?
Yep.
That's
That
right.
99 rated line right there.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
solid green line there. And then and the thing is that this kind of talks about the last podcast, like we're singing the praises of Foden, and then we predicted a starting 11 without Foden.
Honestly, you should keep doing that. Then he'll score more. So
yeah, no, and it's exactly what's happening. It's like we're like, oh man, Foden, he's irreplaceable. He's not going to go anywhere. And you know what I mean? He can't go anywhere. He is City. And then we're like, okay, let's pick a starting 11. He's not in there. And it's like, wait, we just picked him up. And we're like, oh, I felt bad. And then now he's proving me wrong. But now the fact that Walker and Foden are like having that great chemistry. So I see Foden being more on the right now. And then Grealish coming back to his starting spot, and then Doku getting subbed on at some point, maybe for him.
Yeah.
But or maybe just because Grealish kind of subs on anyways, like he was kind of he gets subbed on a lot in the second half.
Yeah.
So Doku starts, then Grealish gets subbed on.
Yep.
That could be the way it happens. But I know for sure Champions League, he's going to be when he comes back from injury, he's going to be starting. But to digress.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I mean, dude, trust me, Jeremy Doku's gonna be switched to the right. It's gonna happen, dude. Once Jack Grealish is back, it's gonna happen that way.
You think they're going to put Foden in the middle then?
No, well, Phil Foden, they'll switch him off for either left or right. You know what I mean? Well, it depends on what tournament you want to talk about. You know what I mean?
That's fair. We approach different tournaments differently.
Yes. But yeah, it'll happen because eventually we can't be playing Julian Alvarez in the middle all the time, bro. Eventually he's gonna have to be that striker because then we're gonna gas out Haaland and Julian Alvarez, and I have no strikers. You
Mm,
know what I mean? So it's eventually going to be switching off, dude. And like I said, there's a lot of time left, and we're going to be seeing some crazy shit from Pep, bro. Trust
yeah,
me,
that's
it
true.
happens every season,
That's
bro.
every year we're like, what are you doing?
Especially when it comes to finals, you're like, what
Yeah.
the fuck are you
Yeah,
doing, dude?
why? Oh, Champions League final, your first one you're in. Oh, we're not going to play a CDM. Okay,
Okay.
great. That's how we got here, but whatever.
Oh,
right,
we're
Joe-
up. Oh, we're up.
Oh.
Take all the offense off and put nothing but defense.
Yeah, exactly.
And remember what Real Madrid did? Let's the fuck out, dude.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, it can't
They
happen that
did.
way. Yeah, man.
Don't remind me of that game. It's
I'll
okay.
believe
We
it.
beat them 4-0 at the Etihad last season, so
Yes,
it's all
sir.
good. Also,
Yes, sir.
here's your reminder that City won the treble. I do it every episode, so here's your reminder.
Yes, sir.
They won the thingy.
They
Oh,
did a thing. They did the thing.
The thingy. That's how we refer to it at the end of last season, because when we were
The
talking,
thingy.
Yeah.
in the run up.
You're like me. You didn't want to mention it until it was time.
And so
Yeah.
we got the thingy. Like, now that we're gonna win the thingy. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the thingy.
The
You know
thingy.
what I mean?
It's out there. It's a thingy. George
it's a
will tell
thingy.
you, when I was talking to him, I was like, he's asking me, like, back when I think we were close to winning the Premier League. It's like, you think you can win the treble? I'm like, I don't want to talk about that, man. That's
Yup.
United's
Don't
thing.
fuck it up.
It's,
Dude, that
it's
was
just
a
be
very
what
weird
it
game.
is. It's fine. But yeah,
That's
So
when
the
Arsenal
thingy.
kind of just went fall down. They just fell down.
It's beautiful,
Yeah.
dog. Oh, by the way, I have a beautiful Man City treble jersey that's waiting for me.
If you can
Because
get it in person,
our guy Alex
you
right
gotta
here.
fight me for it. now.
Our guy Alex, he bet me that Arsenal wouldn't make it to the top 4 last season.
At the beginning of last season.
And I said, dude, they are, and we bet a jersey on it.
Mm-hmm.
oh,
Your
We
okay.
better
early prediction, is
jersey.
that what it was, Alex?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Early prediction. Oh,
And
No.
he got me a jersey with the Champions League.
It was a special
badge.
edition jersey, a treble jersey from like this boutique website called Comma Football, and it has like like the city crest in it, but it has like all the patches, has the FA Cup, the Champions League badge, FA Cup badge, Premier League Champions badge. Yeah, it's a pretty sick jersey. I'm actually kind of mad I didn't order myself one, but I ordered it for him.
always what happens.
So the thing is that we've been trying to do in-person episodes, but like
Yeah.
things have gotten away of one another. But one of the weekends, like 2 or 3 weekends ago, there was a hurricane in Los Angeles.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
and it was like, yeah, we can't record because there's a hurricane. So
Nothing
when it's
happened
that in
over
Los
here.
Angeles, right? And then but actually we're gonna be getting together to do a live in-person live watch of Arsenal on October 8th on a Sunday.
Oh,
Yes,
hell
sir.
So that's gonna be fun, and then we're gonna do our episode after that. But so that's probably gonna be getting the jersey. Well, so
Yeah.
don't schedule any Las Vegas trips in the meantime.
Oh yeah, I do go to Vegas a lot. I'm a big gambler, you know what I mean? I place my bets, I have my own segment called Bill's Bets.
Yeah, Bill's bets,
So,
'cause you as well
we
get
do
it.
all that.
Yeah, yeah.
But I do have a live bet right now with one of our past guests. He's a Manchester United fan, and I bet him that United wouldn't make it a top 3 for a jersey. So boys,
Really?
I'm looking at another jersey coming
There you
soon, dog.
go.
Meow,
Oh, man.
meow.
Do you think United, like, let this is for the whole panel, because
Okay.
we all don't like United here. Greg, you don't like United. That's rule number 1. But
Okay.
do we think
Yeah.
United's going to get Europe at all this season? I know it's early, but
Aren't they already in Europe?
they are
No,
this season for
the
sure.
Europa,
But
yes. I think
No,
they
but
will.
like physically,
they're in
they're
the champion-
located
they're-
in Europe, aren't they?
haha, they're in England. That doesn't count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
Brexit.
got it.
No politics.
Yeah, Brexit. He knows what it is.
Patrick, hey, they're not making it out of this fucking group, bro.
I don't think so. I don't think so either.
Back to Europa, baby. I mean,
Yep.
that's if they qualify too.
Let's just take the Premier League season. Do you think they're going to make top 4? Get
Oh.
Champions League?
Hell
They're going to be
no.
relegated.
Oh my God.
I hope so.
Greg,
That'd be good.
if that comes true, oh my
Oh,
God.
can
dude.
you imagine how great that would be? If they
Dude.
get relegated, you guys are coming back on the show, and it's just going to be us 3, and that's
We'll just
all we're
fly
going to
out
talk
Los
about.
Angeles. I would go
Oh.
out there.
Yo, we're flying to LA. We'll be like,
How
we'll do a
about-
live show.
Yeah,
We'll meet you halfway. We'll meet you halfway in Vegas.
Quartzite.
Ooh,
No.
there.
No,
I don't think that's halfway, but I'm still down.
We'll meet
All
you.
right, there you go.
We'll meet you in Laughlin or Lake Havasu City.
Yeah.
Well,
There we go.
Oh,
There
there
we
you go.
go.
Now you're talking.
We'll
that's
get
like
on-
an hour
Hey,
from
just not
from
just
George.
not in the summertime. Just not in the summertime though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's
no.
still fucking hot. Sorry, it's still fucking
Yeah.
hot. So
It's
know,
still
It's hot right now.
yeah,
go.
or
It's cool now. It's cool now.
LA is always nice. Today was a very nice day in LA. I'll tell you that. It
It's
was
getting
a
cooler
very,
now.
very,
but
very
we're
nice.
talking about guys that are in Phoenix, dude. Arizona, I
Yeah.
mean.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
well,
from
right.
about 100 miles
is
south
that
of
supposed
Phoenix.
that's supposed to inspire pity from me? No.
Okay. Where you say you're from, Greg?
I'm from Tucson, so it's about 100 miles south of Phoenix.
Tucson, Arizona.
It's still hot as
It's
fuck,
way
motherfucker.
nicer.
Yeah, it's still hot
It
as
is
fuck.
still hot as
like-
fuck, but it's
Yeah.
way nicer.
Get
Today
your-
was
No,
beautiful.
don't let them lie to you.
Today was
Tucson is an
beautiful.
ass end of this Arizona.
Today was beautiful.
I would think Tucson's beautiful. Like
Tucson's definitely
Mount
beautiful.
Lemon's
Phoenix-
beautiful, but Tucson
Phoenix
sucks ass.
is just
Phoenix
strip
is-
malls and Circle K's and fentanyl. That's all Phoenix is.
No, that's all
Traffic.
Tucson is, buddy.
I would
Tucson's
say
a lot of
fentanyl.
fentanyl. Not gonna lie.
Oh,
And
It's
a lot of
fentanyl.
homeless people.
Lots of homeless people.
Here
It's
we
crazy.
go.
we're LA,
It's
dude. We
nuts.
can't say shit.
I mean,
Oh
no,
yeah,
yeah,
you're
no,
LA.
I'm
We
just-
can't even
I'm
talk
just
about the
gonna
homeless
shut-
problem. You're in
I'm just
LA.
gonna- I'm
It's
just
like
gonna
The
shut
Walking Dead over here, bro.
Dude, it's
Oh
bad.
my god, dude! I was taking the red line for the longest time. Yeah, I mean it is
Mhm.
sad, but it is broken for sure in here in LA. But nice, you gotta love those LA sunsets. I get
Oh, yeah.
it every
No, you guys
day.
got great weather. My
Yeah.
girlfriend's
Yeah.
from my girlfriend's from Stanton, so
That's Westminster. That's Orange County.
yeah,
No,
Orange County. But
Orange County, Orange
Yeah.
County. That's where I'm from. I'm from Fullerton.
oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, north of Anaheim. Which Ipkis, our prodigal son, he moved to Fullerton.
Oh yeah.
So, Will and Ipkis are from Southgate.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Oh,
that's
you're
like
real close to
southeast,
Danny then. Yeah.
southeast
Yeah.
Los Angeles. Yeah,
Yeah, close to Downey, George.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
shout out
Ooh.
Downey, and Southgate and Maywood. But
Ooh, make wood.
That's where I'm from, Maywood. Yep.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
right,
sir.
right. Get down, man.
so
All right, George,
Look-
it's your turn. We're gonna dive into the Chelsea game. What do you got for us?
Boo, Chelsea. Boo.
I don't even want to hear it. Didn't even want to watch the highlights. I knew the score. I knew the thing was there already.
What did I predict? What did I predict last week? Was it 2-0? 2-0?
You said 2-0, dude. You said 2-0.
Yeah,
man.
2.
You
All
were
right,
close.
so I was close.
You were close, man. But there's
And you've got injuries?
what?
And you've got more injuries following that game?
You got injuries, they got red cards, suspensions, they got the whole nine, dude. It's just we just can't we can't put goals back in the net, dude. And it just shows the maturity of Nicholas Jackson of how he's playing right now. He had multiple offsides. I understand he's eager to go out there and score and all that stuff, but dude, it's frustrating, man. And they look good the first half. Having possession and all that stuff, but man, dude, they just couldn't get anything, no shots on there. Sanchez played really well today. Our goalkeeper made some nice, real good saves with it. And just I don't know, man. It's like Caicedo with him.
I thought he was injured already.
Well, he was injured last week, and then he was able to play this week. But nothing really spectacular with him. Same thing with Enzo, Mudryk. Axel was in there, had a nice header that went in around the late in the first half, but he was offsides. So it was just a dinger, man. And then of course when Amagasu got that red card when slamming that tackle with Dingnan, can't pronounce his name. Digne.
Yeah.
When the VAR, it was originally a yellow card, but then they looked at it in the VAR setup thing, whatever you want to call it, upgraded to a red card. So out for the game, it was like around the 50th, almost 60th minute. So we were down for like almost 30 minutes, down a player, and man, dude, and then when Jackson got that yellow, so that's his 5th yellow within the first couple of games. So he'll be
suspended too. Yeah,
he'll be suspended. And then Malagusto, he'll get his he'll be off in the next match.
Well, aren't you
And-
getting your injured players back in November? How do you think
Well,
November's going to go following your injuries returning?
It all depends on how they're playing right now. If they can't put any goals behind the net, they're being man. I don't know, man. I want to stay positive on it but I don't know, man. It's going to be real tough to see, and I want to see more, Cole Palmer in there.
Yeah.
I want to see Mudryk in more of the striking range. See Sterling actually take shots first time, not just hesitating.
Oh, you're never going to see that. You're never going to see that.
And but at least take a shot though, man. Don't just like dribble and then stop and then go again. He's hesitating and
yeah, because he's a confidence player, and when he was in preseason, you guys were kicking ass. Yeah, he looks great, but he's so hot and cold. Ask any one of these City fans. That's exactly how Sterling is.
Yeah.
No, you and I had talked about that previously. That when he's hot, he's hot. It's cold, he's ice cold. And
I do have a Raheem Sterling story though. I've been to the Etihad. I've been to Manchester. I've seen a Champions League game and a Premier League game in 2019.
I went 2018 to United versus City.
Oh, that's better than the games I went to. But I went to a Champions League game. I went to Atalanta when we played them in the group stage in 2019.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And I saw Aguero get a brace and Sterling get a brace. So it was like a 5-3 game or something like that. And I saw Sterling get a brace in that game, as well as Aguero get a penalty. One of the top sporting moments in my life. And then I saw Aston Villa on the Saturday. So the Champions League game was on the Tuesday, Premier League game on a Saturday, and then that was when Grealish was still on Villa. So yeah, I did see Sterling get a brace. So, but I can't speak to his quality when I saw him in other times on the TV. But good times. I do want to go back soon. I was wanting to go back in the wintertime, but the Club World Cup kind of obscures the fixtures of the winter, because I would go on my winter break from school. So, but the thing is, they're playing the Club World Cup in December. So, so it's going to be hard to catch a game this winter.
Damn,
Anyhow.
dude.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Yeah, me and my wife, we're planning on going on our 10-year to go out there to.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she's more of a bigger fan in soccer, in European soccer. That's how I got because she played soccer, and so get more involved with it. But yeah, I mean, I want to see a good game, but we got our 10-year in a couple years, so I just want to get that lined up because we'll be hitting our 8-year. So I want to save up a little more and actually enjoy it. You know what I mean? Hopefully they'll be a lot better by then. Hopefully still in the Premier League.
Yeah, City hasn't came to Los Angeles in a while. So I might be forced to have to go that way too, dude, because I don't see them coming soon anytime back to Los Angeles, dude.
Yeah, they did their U.S. tour 2 preseasons ago, and that was Wisconsin and
Texas, Green Bay.
Yeah, they were Wisconsin when we played Bayern, and I think it's somewhere in Texas.
We went to me and Alex were there. We didn't know each other.
Yeah, we didn't know each other at the time, but we
were at the forum at Real Madrid versus
it was the Coliseum. So
the Coliseum, that's right.
Yeah. So set up the picture, right? 2017 Real Madrid versus City at the Coliseum. It's still the most attended soccer match in Coliseum history.
Yeah.
And we beat Real Madrid. It was really 5-1. It was really
I remember that. Yeah. That was before the Centurion season, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's when we barely brought in Kyle Walker, dude.
Yeah.
And I think Leroy Sané was still in the squad because I think Sané was playing in the game.
So much.
Yeah. And then so it was a good time, great game. We beat Madrid, and it was really it was a pretty stacked squad. It was just without Ronaldo, but it had every I remember Casemiro was there.
Okay.
Benzema.
It was the Galactico squad then.
It was
somewhat.
Yeah, it was a pretty stacked squad. It's just that all it lacked was Ronaldo. Modric was there. It was just no Ronaldo. That was basically it. But yeah, so that was a fun time. Fun times.
I also saw Chelsea versus Liverpool, George, right here in Pasadena, dude. But that's when Courtois was still in Liverpool. Oh no, he was in Chelsea, right?
Yeah,
he was in Chelsea.
Yeah, he was the Chelsea goalkeeper for a long time.
I seen that too. But yeah, dude, these guys are not gonna come anytime soon, and with the success that's coming, dude, it's gonna be harder to catch these motherfuckers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Highly recommend going out to Manchester, man. It's such an experience.
It's
it's a wild
it's gonna
city.
happen.
It really
Wild,
is.
wild city.
It changes your entire perspective of American sport. Like it it really changed everything on like what sport can be and how much it really is connected to a community out there. Because and I mean to be fair, I went to the United City game, so the whole city is alive,
Yeah.
but it's an
I-
awesome stadium. It's an amazing experience. Like you make the pilgrimage. Just do it.
Wait, was it Derby at the Etihad that you went to?
It was
Patrick?
at yeah, it was
Okay.
yeah.
I've been outside Old Trafford. That's all about it. I was like, oh,
Yeah, I've passed by it on the tram going to the airport.
yeah,
So
you can. Yeah,
I flipped it off as I went by.
I was just like, Old
Yeah.
Trafford, what a piece of shit.
Nice.
See you later.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay. Bye. Oh, that's where they won titles in the 90s. Cool. We're in the modern times now.
Oh, great.
Exactly, brother.
Matt Busby, George Best. Oh, hallelujah. All
Yeah,
right, see you later.
great.
Bye.
United doesn't exist without City. Like it's impossible.
Well, yeah.
The reason they're
you
called the
need
Rags
other.
is because we gave them our jerseys way back when.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, the reason the City fans call them the Rags is I think it was before World War II, maybe just after or during. City gave United jerseys to allow them to play because they were so down on funds. So United does not exist without City. It's impossible.
You're giving me some good ammunition right now,
There you go,
dog.
buddy. So
Well,
every time they come out and they say our club has no history, you can tell them that story.
Yeah.
well, they conveniently forget the history of the fact that they got relegated in the 70s.
There you go.
And that doesn't get mentioned ever. You know, and City got relegated in the late 90s, you know, and like, you know, to be honest, I wasn't watching soccer then. I was a young
No,
child playing baseball.
I was a child, so
Yeah, I was a child playing baseball, and you know, but like to hear the stories of the vintage City fans talk about that time, just like going from being in League Two, really, you know, I think
Yeah.
it's League One or League Two. I forgot how far they fell, but
it was League
and they-
One.
League One. Then they came all the way back to win the treble. Imagine seeing that from, you know, just
Imagine
going
being
from
Big
League One.
Steve. We all know Big Steve here.
Yeah,
Like,
big shout out
imagine
Big
being
Steve.
that guy.
Yeah, you know, and seeing that trajectory to a treble, you know, to doing something that like United did, you know, and so to be honest, like, you know, this club, you know, is
It does
just
something to you.
yeah, you know, like, so we can get into like you know, how we became City fans, because I was wanting to, you know, ask you that, Patrick, but
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I guess I'll start. So as I said, I played baseball growing up. I was a varsity baseball player. I'm still, you know, a baseball fan, you know. But I started playing FIFA in like 2008. Me and my brothers started playing FIFA. And I was like, there came the time when you had to pick a team, and I was like focused on players, and I'll actually tip my cap, or, you know, tip my hand to George here, that I was a big fan of Petr Cech because I like goalkeeping, and I was like leaning towards Chelsea. I was like, ooh, okay, maybe this team. But then my older brother was like, you know what? I like Carlos Tevez, and
Oh, Tevez.
Tevez was on City at one point.
Yeah,
That's
he
my
And this is
kid.
one, and
Welcome to
and
Manchester.
yeah, and even though he was a United player, like he was you know, for a long time, and he was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go with the other Manchester team, Manchester City. And my senior year, the spring of my senior year, was when they won the FA Cup in 2011, and so
Oh, sick.
I was watching that when that happened, and then my freshman year of college was when they won the Premier League, and I remember where I was when I watched 93-20, and just being in the living room and seeing Checo get the leveling goal, and then Guerrero get the go-ahead goal, and just
Yeah.
like, what? And it's kind of funny. It became like a whole family affair, besides my twin brother, who's a Spurs fan, because my uncle is a Spurs fan, so he
Okay.
just like gravitated towards that. But my dad, my mom, and my older brother all became City fans. My mom had a crush on Roberto Mancini, and so like it became like a family thing. And so, you know, just like this club is like this, and the way I phrase it, this is the coolest club support. I mean, like, you know, you got the bands that support that team. I'm a big Oasis fan.
Hell yeah.
I'm a big Smiths fan. you know, and like I could talk to you all day about those because those guys influenced me. So like just the kind of club and the atmosphere and the history of Manchester and the music scene that is there is just like that's why I love Manchester City. So what about you, Patrick?
Ooh.
So my story is a little bit. I'm actually, I guess, I consider myself a little bit of a younger City fan. I've probably been a City fan for about 8 years, and the way I became a City fan is World Cup 2014 when it was in Brazil. I got invited with my the musician thing. I was in a band at the time, and my rhythm guitarist invited me out to watch because he played soccer growing up as a kid, played all the way through high school. So he's a big fan, and he invited me out to watch USA versus I think it was Portugal at the time.
Okay.
And I was just like, yeah, let's. I mean, it was an excuse to hang out with my buddies and drink beer. So we went out, and I watched the game, and I was like, yeah, whatever, you know. But I just found myself like really getting into it. And we were in this Red Robin that was packed for this USA game, and shout out to Red Robin. Anyways,
Red Robin. Yo.
Birthday burger. I get the
Yum.
birthday burger. That's the one time I go to Red Robin every year is to get my birthday burger. That's
Yeah,
it.
for sure. So we were packed in there, and the USA scored first, and I just remember like being, maybe I was a little buzzed too, so that helped. But I was so into it, and I couldn't really explain why. It just infected me. The game infected me. And when we
Awesome.
scored and that whole place blew up, I fell in love. Well, fast forward to a couple days later, I'm at home, I'm off work that day, and I turn on NBC, and the World Cup's still going on, Brazil's playing, and I see this player like do some step overs, juke out 4 defenders, and score. Ends up being Neymar, right?
Oh, okay.
So Neymar in his prime, like when he was coming up, he had just moved to Barcelona. I didn't know all this at the time. I found this out later. And I'm like, and I was sold on the sport. So I just kind of fell in love with the sport that way. Found out Neymar played for Barcelona, ended up being like, well, I'm going to be a Barcelona fan because I like Neymar, you know, and watched Barcelona for about 2 years. Kind of got bored with La Liga because at the time that was the Messi Ronaldo era. It was a 3-horse race where it was Barcelona, Real Madrid,
Atletico.
Atletico. Thank you. Yep. And so I was like, I don't, you know, this is kind of boring to me. I'm going to find another team. I turned on NBC again one day to a Premier League match where City was playing. I couldn't tell you who they were playing. To this day, I don't know who they were playing, but I remember turning it on and seeing this team in sky blue. And I remember watching them play, and I was just like, I really like how they play. It was the last year of sorry, not the last year. It was one of the last years of not Pellegrini. Yeah, it was it was the last year of Pellegrini.
Yeah, it would have been the
Yeah,
last
it was
year last
It was
year.
one of the last years of Pellegrini.
The beginning days of Kevin De Bruyne.
Exactly. But my mind tells me I watched Yaya Toure run through the midfield and drive the way he used to.
All slow.
Yeah, exactly. In his old age. But I just remember watching this team in Sky Blue and being like, I love how they play. I'm going to support them. And that's how I ended up supporting City, and I just dove into it. I got real lucky because like a year and a half later, Pep Guardiola came to the club, and I, you know, so yeah, I'm a relatively recent fan. All I've known success. I openly admit I don't know what it's like to be down in League One, but I can respect that.
Yeah.
What I can tell you is, man, this club.
Do I bring up my FM resume, Will?
Here we go. You ready? You guys ready? Hey, have you followed us from our podcast? Get your bottles ready and your shot glasses. Here we go.
Okay, yeah, because this is Hollywood Kippax bingo. Gotta get that piece going. So okay, so I'm more of a FIFA. You know, I play FIFA. I'm pretty good at FIFA, but I prefer a game called Football Manager.
Oh, I know Football Manager.
Did you play Football Manager?
No, I don't play Football Manager.
Okay,
I'm a FIFA guy.
Yeah, well, you gotta play Football Manager.
Come on.
All right. Shout out Football Manager, but Football Manager is where you manage a squad, you manage a team as like a director of football operations, but like you simulate the games, but you don't actually play the game. You just make the substitutions, you change the tactics, all in game, and whatnot. And so I just bought the game, and I decided to play as a League Two team from Manchester called Rochdale, because in Manchester,
Oh yeah.
there's some lower level clubs. Like not only is the United in City, there's like Salford, which is League Two, Rochdale, Oldham, and
Oldham's in the Manchester area.
Yeah, Oldham's in the Manchester area, and I picked Rochdale because I like the name. Rochdale sounds funny, and I play with the team, and I coach them from League Two to League One to the Championship. And like I got super into that game. Like winning is addicting in that game. And what I did was I took Guardiola style tactics and overlaid it to this team, and we just freaking rocketed up to the Champions League. But then I blew up the save because our finances got blown up when we moved to the championship, and like there was an ownership change, and I couldn't make any transfers, and there was like $1 million in the red. So I was like, this save is cooked. I'm done. But I took the team from League Two to League One and to the championship. So I technically know what it's like to be in League One. I coached the team to the championship, and it's it's my laurels, my resume. I rest on my resume, and I've taken a team from League Two to the championship. So
I know how to do it.
City, I know how to do it.
If you need a new manager following Pep, reach out to Alex.
Yeah,
he'll drop his email in the link, and just hit him up. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
you happy, Patrick? You got the Rochdale story, okay?
There
we go.
So
I feel fully part of Hollywood Kippax. Yes, Will, go ahead.
Well, we have a bunch of hypothetical merch you guys can purchase. For
hypothetical merch. What a comment.
Hypothetical merch.
We just talked about it last week.
In theory, we have merch, and we have some cool merch ideas. This is something that George can crack up at because he's a Southern California. We have a T-shirt that says "We want to take Nathan Ake to the Curacao."
Ooh.
And Curacao is like a kind of like a flea market,
Oh, okay.
And
it's the Mexican Best Buy, dog.
And we also have we came with Hollywood Kippax bingo, and it's just like all these like quirks that we have. Like every time I drop a sentence, I go, that's a piece. Will goes, do you know what I mean? That's a piece. That's
you
a
know
piece.
What I mean?
Every time he mentions his Rochdale title,
his fucking Rochdale story,
Rochdale tenure, I that's a thing. So we have all this type of thing. We haven't really invested in the merch.
We're gonna steal this idea on Bit of Banter because
there you go, dude.
Oh my god, there's so many things that all three of us do that are just like take a shot every time Patrick like repeats himself.
Yep.
Yep. Oh shit.
Yeah.
All right, Will, what's your story, man?
Oh, dude. Okay, so this is 2011. 2011. I followed Sergio Agüero from the Atletico days when it was Gilardino, Sergio Agüero, the guy with the crazy yellow hair from Uruguay. God damn it, midfielder. Old school. Oh man, he has strong features. Anyways, when Sergio Agüero moved to Man City, I was like, oh, my guy's leaving the team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My friends were Barca fans. Other friends were Real Madrid fans. I wanted to be different. I was like, I like Atletico. This guy's awesome, dude. Little short ass dude, killing it. And then, Diego Forlan. That's his name. Diego Forlan, the guy that I was talking about. Yes.
Won the Ballon d'Or at one point.
Yes, sir. Yes, he did. And that was cool. I was following City. I didn't know what the EPL was, dude. My thing was Serie A that I was watching a lot, and La Liga. And then when I followed Sergio Agüero to Man City, I was like, okay, I guess we'll watch this. One day, my boy hits me up. He goes, hey, we're going to go see Galaxy play. We're going to go see LA Galaxy play, and they're playing a team. Do you want to go? And I was like, hey, let's go, dude. And we just finished. I finished winning a 5-a-side championship. I used to play indoor soccer, so I was already, I was smashed already, bro. Celebrating, drinking beers out of the cup, bro.
No.
And then we get there, and some guy's scalping tickets. He's like, "What's up? Hey, how much? $35 a ticket." We're like, "Dude, we don't have that much money." He was like, "Well, give me whatever's in your pocket." We gave him whatever it was, like maybe $95 between all four of us, and he gave us 4 tickets. And we were at the StubHub Center or the Home
Yeah.
Depot Center, what it was called back then.
Ooh, the
Yeah.
Home Depot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was called the Home Depot Center back then. And we sit down, and this is cracking, bro. It's like a fucking, like the World Series is happening, bro. And I'm like, dude, it's packed. And we sit right in the front. We were on the sidelines, dude, right in front of the goalie. And who do I see? Joe Hart, bro.
Oh, damn.
And I'm like, is Galaxy playing Manchester City right now? Like, yeah, dude. I was like, wait a second. I know that guy. David Silva, Mario Balotelli, Sergio Agüero, Lescott. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh my God, I know who this team is. And it was the most entertaining game ever. And the penalties, they tied the game, and the penalties happened right in front of us, dude. Right in front of us.
That's sick.
And I was like, from here on out, I'm a Manchester City fan, dude.
Yeah.
I'm following
Gets
this
in
team.
your blood.
Yeah, dude, and it takes over, bro.
I can tell you, it's like a virus. This room that I'm in is like, I've got a De Bruyne poster over here, a
As you
Sterling
should.
poster here,
I was trying
treble
to figure out
thing over here.
Trying to figure out what that thing is above your head. Over here on the. Is
Oh,
that
here we go.
Is that Berlin?
Here we go.
The fall of
There we go.
Berlin.
Let's see what we got.
It's actually a gift.
Oh, that's beautiful, doggy.
Treble winners. Oh shit.
That's so beautiful, doggy.
Anyways,
Oh
that's
my
when my
God.
girlfriend's the best. She got me this.
Oh, dude, you got
Aw.
yourself a real one, bro.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro.
Shout out, girlfriend. But
Okay.
that game that he's talking about, I wasn't there, but my older brother and my twin brother were.
Oh,
And what people don't remember about that game is that Balotelli did the stupid heel
360?
flick.
Oh,
And
that's where that is from.
Yeah.
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 and he got subbed off, and he was
Pissed.
my brother Mancini was yelling at Balotelli, and he was like, "What? That was offside." And he was like, "What do you do? He could have finished and scored a goal."
Subbed him off.
And he subbed him off, and because of it, and then Balotelli throws this thing.
He kicks the shit out of the Gatorade. Gatorade thing, and it goes everywhere, and I can hear everybody going, "Oh," you know what I mean?
But you know what? To this day, the only coach to have ever gotten anything out of Balotelli was Roberto Mancini.
He choked him.
That dude was the only guy to have ever gotten anything out of Balotelli to this
Fair
day.
enough.
Balotelli's still playing, but he just hasn't really done what he did at City, and what he did. Italy won the Euro. But
Is he
was
over
he on the
at
team?
Marseille now? Where's he at now?
I'd have to verify, but I was looking at it. He is still playing. I can tell you that much. But that game was the infamous heel flick, 360 heel flick. He's in the Super League, which is Turkey. He's in Turkey.
Oh,
Or
got it, yeah.
Adana Demirspor
Who
in
knows?
Turkey.
Knows.
Yeah.
Hey Patrick, I know we've been going a while, but I have one more subject I would love to throw in just to
Go
get
ahead, man.
everybody's opinion.
Yeah, we got 2 hours of recording time, so we got
Okay.
another hour we can go.
Okay.
Oh,
Balón de Oro. Balón de Oro.
Oh, I see. I was wondering if this was going to come up. I had it in my
Okay.
back pocket to ask you
Beautiful.
guys as well.
Beautiful. Okay. We all know who are the two head to head at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick, please, you let me know how you feel about that.
Well, do you want who I think should win it, or do
Yes,
you want who I think will win it?
Yeah. Tell me
who will win it. Tell me who you think's going to win.
Who will win it and why?
Who should win it is Haaland. We all know that. And City biased aside. City biased aside.
Okay.
City biased aside. Haaland should win it just based on the city. He won the treble. He broke a record that has stood in the Premier League since the 90s. Like, he should win that trophy. Who I think will win it is Messi. And the reason why is he's Messi. It's a popularity contest. He's Messi. Messi finally has his World Cup. So I think Messi is going to win it. But City bias aside, just look at Haaland's season last season. Like, that's not going to be, he's not going to repeat that this year. I'm sorry. He just isn't.
Told you, Alex. I told you.
I mean, I didn't say that.
I know,
didn't
but
say
I'm saying they
that.
expect too much. We expect too much from Haaland.
I made a
It's
bold
not that
prediction.
Holland isn't good enough. It's that people are going to start figuring out how they get the ball to him, and you've
And
already
they do
seen
their
it
homework.
early in the season. They're going to put 3 guys on him, and then what do you expect him to do?
That's what Alex says. They put 3 all over him.
They put 5 of them, and then but I think I made a bold prediction on our podcast. But I'll ask because we should all ask what our predictions for our respective teams at the end, right?
Yeah,
sure.
But right now, Ballon d'Or. So, this conversation I feel like could be very simple if Messi had any class. Like Messi is Messi. He's had about 8 Ballon d'Ors now, right? 7 Ballon d'Ors, 8 Ballon d'Ors.
7.
He's going
Does he
to
have 7? Is it
trying
really
to win
7?
his 8. He's trying to win his 8th. If Messi had any class, he would just be like, give the thing to him. Like, I already have enough. He give it to him. He had like this season, right? Like, just talking as a player, if I was in Messi's shoes and I've done as much as Messi has, you know what I mean? Just be like, just give it to him. Like, he's a young kid, new generation. He had a great season. Give the Ballon d'Or to this kid. I've won enough. I've got enough personal accolades for myself. Just give it to him. But Messi, I think, is a competitor. So he doesn't want to miss out on an 8th Ballon d'Or. He's just kind of like that. He's not a man of many words, but but if I was Messi, having won 8 Ballon d'Ors and a World Cup and all these Champions League, I'd be like, you know what, just give it to this guy. He had a better season than I
mean,
did
in a perfect
personally.
world, yeah.
Yeah, but just this in terms of class, just give it this. Why would you want to give it to me? Just give it to him. I've won enough. But I do think the Holland case is getting stronger, and it has gone stronger over the next few months because I've noticed just the conversation around it after we won the Champions League has changed. It's like, well, he did win the treble. He was the best player in Europe. He was the best player in the Premier League. He smashed all these records. He is technically the best player of the season, right? He is the of his league and in Europe. So Messi did win the World Cup. Yeah, that's his his shining star on his resume now. But this guy technically wasn't the best player of. He wasn't. He didn't have Holland season. He didn't have Holland season in his entire career. He won Champions League, sure, scored a lot of goals, sure, but not the season that Holland had. You know what I mean? In his first season for City. So that to me, I think, is that his case has gotten stronger. So really, right now, I would say it's a toss up. But if Holland wins, I would be over the moon.
Oh, it'd be great. It'd be awesome for the club. It'd be great. It'd just be further put us on that next level that we need to be. That Holland already has kind of brought us there in terms of a signing that he was.
Yeah.
But I mean, I agree with you. That's why I think it should go to Holland because Holland was consistent. We've talked about consistency on this podcast already.
Yeah.
Is Holland consistent over a 36 game season? Was it 36, 38, whatever? Messi was great for a summer. And not entirely his fault.
Or a winter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm used to it being a summer competition.
Yeah. For a month. I'm less than a month.
He wasn't very good at PSG, and I don't know if that's entirely his fault, but look, we all know Messi's a god. I'm glad he got his World Cup. It solidifies him, in my opinion, as the best player ever.
Yeah.
But it's got to go to Holland because you're looking at an entire season. So I hope it goes to him.
The next class,
yeah,
baby.
And he is the next. It's time for you see it with Ronaldo going to Saudi. It's time for the Messi Ronaldo era to end. It's over, and now it's whatever the next is going to be. I think it's going to be Haaland and Mbappe. Mbappe needs to leave PSG if that's going to be the case. But regardless, that's it's time for the next iteration of whatever that rivalry is going to be.
George, what do you think? Messi or Haaland, baby?
Both, man.
But who do you think is going to win the
can't
Ballon
win
d'Or?
it.
Boo. Chelsea fan.
Yeah.
I think Harry Kane, dude.
You know what?
Where's Ipkis?
Harry Kane. That's funny.
You know what?
That's funny. That's
How
funny.
Messi-
Kane.
I think Messi's gonna get it, man. I think
Yeah,
Messi
right.
He's gonna get it, but don't know, man. I wouldn't be surprised. Holland, by the way he's playing, like what Patrick says, it's a new era now that it's going to be Mbappe, Holland, KDB, or all these new cats are coming in. Julian Alvarez possibly. I want to see those things happening. So
Put a pin on that.
Hey, to this date,
I can
9/24.
talk all day about Alvarez. I love that kid. He's awesome.
But to answer your question, I think Messi.
What about you, Greg?
What about you, Greg?
Let's go to the new boy.
It's gonna
Greg,
it's gonna be a popularity contest. It's gonna be Messi.
Unfortunately, that's where it comes out.
I don't have to know that much about football to know that popular people win popular trophies.
Yeah.
It's the same.
But I really don't think it's going to be the Holland Mbappe era. I think it's going to be the Holland Evan Ferguson era. It's going to be it's going to be it's Mbappe, it's Evan Ferguson.
Evan,
get that name in your
that, brother.
He's a striker.
Will's like, what are you talking about?
He's
Evan
the striker
Ferguson.
for Brighton. He's the striker for Brighton.
He had one hat trick.
Oh,
he had
okay.
one hat trick, and you're
That
talking
was for
about
Greg. That was for Greg.
United
Okay,
wants
I get
him.
it.
United wants him.
You know what?
United wants everybody who can
just
score.
You can just be a hater all you want, Patrick, but it's okay.
Yeah.
That got me back there. It's
Okay.
either gonna be him or it might be Matoma. The way Matoma's
That's
playing.
a fair point.
All right, everybody. How many PSG games did you watch last season?
2.
Zero.
How many Man City games did you watch last season?
All of them.
Exactly. Okay.
Including George.
How many times did Haaland retire from Norway?
None so far.
How many times did this Messi retire from Argentina? Once. He gave up and said, "This, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore.
That's a good point.
I can't do this with this team." You know what I mean? Dude, that's such a our way to move, dude. You know what I mean? And my thing is like Haaland, youngest player of the year, PFA player of the year, EPL player of the year.
Keep going, Will. Let's go.
You know what I mean? Most goals in one year, the points, the fucking everything, dude. Every time he showed up, he came through, dog. And if it wasn't a brace, it was a fucking hat trick. And if it wasn't a hat trick, it was at least one goal that we
And
saw.
let's be honest, if Pep didn't pull him out in that Leipzig game, if Pep didn't pull him out in that Leipzig game, he was scoring 7.
And what did Pep
6.
say?
He was scoring 6.
And Pep said, "Why? Because I want him to starve for it. I don't want him to get the fame and let his head get big too soon. I want him to yearn that blood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Trust me. Like right now, he's struggling, but every time he gets that goal, that next game, he's gonna get a hat trick or a brace.
You see him in him too. It's frustrating him. And there's gonna come a team that eventually incurs his wrath from all this frustration, and he's gonna have a stunner. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, and I'm saying PSG, his performance was nothing, dude. You know what I mean? And if you want to give it to somebody that has every single accolade, then give it to Julian Alvarez.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He won everything in 1 year.
I know.
Yeah.
Alvarez had the best year out of everybody.
In the first year in Manchester City, dude. In the first
even
year,
even in time at River Plate.
Yeah.
Oh, even
Shout
then,
out
that's
River
why that's where we got the attention from him, dude. But hey, who gave the success? Who was there to give him the assist to Messi for those final games in the World Cup? It was Julian Alvarez, dude.
Mm-hmm.
So
dude,
if
I watched that World Cup game. That goal that Messi scores is all Alvarez. That ball he plays is incredible.
And he got his own goal that game too. So that's what I'm saying.
He's dope.
Yes. If it comes to accolades, then it should belong to him. But if we're talking about style, fanship, loyalty, everything, dude, it's got to be Erling Haaland. And I just want to shut every Messi. Dude, I like Messi. I like Messi. I'm not a hater. But
you are.
This is too much praise on this.
All right, let it go off.
It's his time. No, you don't have to be a hater. Like it's his time. It's his time to move on.
Yes,
and it's the same thing with Ronaldo. Look, I don't blame Ronaldo at all for going to Saudi Arabia and taking the $2 billion pay. He's what? How old is he? 36, almost 40.
Yeah, yeah.
He's done everything.
Yeah.
whatever.
there.
He's done everything. Go to Saudi, get your paycheck, and ride off into the sunset.
Exactly.
So I guess it's the same problem I have with Ronaldo and Messi fans. If you still want him to be the GOAT, he is the GOAT. Messi is. He is the GOAT. He's got his World Cup. It's time for him to move on, and it's time for the next generation. And the same thing for Ronaldo. So get your money, do your thing, but now it's time for the next generation.
When Messi was in PSG, that was the best squad that PSG was ever gonna
And they
have.
still didn't win the Champions League. You know why? Because Ligue 1 sucks ass.
Exactly. And
Real,
EPL, Man
real
City
quick,
fights.
real quick
Go
here.
ahead.
Greg's got to drop off. He's got to go.
I gotta
for the
drop
night.
off here, guys. I'm sorry. I
fam.
got a bedtime.
all
My
good.
mom is yelling at me.
All good shit.
I
Greg.
It's all
didn't do
good,
the
buddy.
dishes. So thank you guys so much for being on. I appreciate you. Nice to meet you guys, and we'll talk to
Yeah,
you soon.
dude.
Yeah,
All
man.
right.
Have a
We'll
good
see
one.
each other
Appreciate it.
again soon, doggy.
Absolutely. Take care.
Absolutely.
All
All right,
right,
cheers,
you, Greg.
Greg. See you later.
All right, light one up.
But yeah, like 100%. Like PSG had a god squad. I remember when they signed Messi and they signed Ramos. We were all scared of the squad because it's like Jesus, like that is God mode on FIFA.
And the
but Ligue
goalie,
1's
dude.
Oh, they
The
had
goalie too,
Donnarumma,
they
didn't
got.
they?
Exactly, brother.
Yeah.
It's too much quality to not do
But
nothing.
Ligue 1's such a league that it doesn't matter. You're never gonna win a Champions League, and it's exactly why, to move the conversation to Mbappe, Mbappe has to get his out of that club and go to Real Madrid if he
Yeah.
wants to continue to be a part of the best player conversation.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Haaland's gonna surpass him because I don't know how long Haaland's gonna be at City. I don't think he's gonna be there 10 years. He's gonna move on to some Spanish club, but if Mbappe wants to stay in the conversation, he's got to get out of Ligue 1.
Yeah. No, I agree. And like I'm telling you, if it comes down to everything that happened last season, you're going to give Messi a Ballon d'Oro just for the World Cup? I mean, yes, it's the World Cup. Yes. But God damn it, it's so fucking hard to win everything, dude. Especially since the 90s to win a treble, dude. On your first season with a new team, with new chemistry, with new everything. And yet, Messi had the same equipment he's had every year, dude. You know what I mean? It makes no fucking sense to me, and I get in so many fights about it because I stand by my guy, and it's not just because of Man City. It's just because it's fucking Erling Haaland, dude. You know what I
that
mean?
season's ridiculous that he had.
You know, if his team had an actual chance in the World Cup, then he smoked Messi. But that's not gonna happen, baby. I'm sorry, it's not.
Yeah.
It takes more than just two guys, and that's just Odegaard and him. You know what I mean? You need way more than that. So my thing is, I'm giving it to Erling Haaland, baby, just because of that, dude. Just because of that.
I like it, dude. I like it.
Yeah, no,
Hey,
I have nothing to add to that. That was pretty succinct. That was pretty
know what I
succinct.
mean?
You know what I mean?
It's
Well
8,
done.
it's 7 already. Come on, give my boy 1. It's not
Yeah.
FIFA anymore. It's
Yeah.
EFC 24 now, baby. Put him on the cover.
He's on the cover of EFC 24.
Well,
It's
yeah,
time to
he
give
is.
him a Ballon d'Or.
They had all the players around Haaland of all like
You
Haaland
saw that,
was-
right?
Haaland
saw
was
that.
the center point. You know what I mean?
Everybody knows that the reason you're playing EFC 24 is to play in the Premier League. Like,
Exactly.
sorry,
Yeah.
that's why you play, and you're gonna put Haaland in your ultimate team along with
Yeah.
Salah and all of them. So
Yeah.
come on.
Kiss the ring, baby. Kiss the ring.
Kiss the ring, my dude. He's bad, dude. Your whole team is. I'm a fan of City. Don't get me wrong, but I'm gonna stand with Chelsea. But City is, I don't know, man. I'm a big fan of Alvarez. A big fan of Foden, KDB, Haaland.
I miss Kevin right now, dude.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I can't wait
That
for
was
him to
such
come back.
a blow. That was a blow to the.
Imagine Kevin seeing what's happening right now. I was telling Alex, "Ooh, Kevin can't wait to jump back into the
100%.
squad because of what's happening without him." It's like, damn, these guys are touching right now. These guys are. It's a whole system being made right now, dude, and
Mhm.
it's beautiful, dude.
He's
beautiful.
the best player City's ever had,
Whew.
in my opinion.
Jeremy Doku and Kevin on the same field with Mateos Nunez.
It's
Stop.
It's so
Stop.
Salt Bay,
Stop.
right there.
Yes, finish off the season
To the Premier League.
Exactly, brother.
Now I'm getting hyped now. Yeah, dude, that's damn. Yeah.
You got me goosebumps, dude.
Yeah. I mean, like,
George, join us and we'll act like you've always been a City fan. Dog.
Yeah, it's all good.
Just join us, dog.
Come to the dark. Come on.
I hope you haven't ran.
George,
I hope you haven't ran up a huge bill with the Chelsea team store. Easily discard those items, donate to the Goodwill, and then I'll airmail you a kit of mine, like an old vintage City kit of mine.
There you go. See, with open arms, baby. You can do it.
I don't know. Yeah.
I think Patrick is waiting for. He's going like.
He's like,
pull
him in, dog. Pull him in.
Yo, he says that, but then he texts me all the time, like, I'm going to City. I'm like, don't be a plastic fan. You got to stand by your team in dark times, bro. Let's go.
That's true.
Man, I respect that.
I respect that. Dude, I'm fucking dropping him out.
Trust me, I tell my United friends that, hey man, just come to City, dog. It'll all be way better, dude.
It's all okay. It's fine.
I'll act like you always been a City fan, dude. I won't even mention it, dude.
Don't trip, dog. It's fine, man. It's okay.
Man, dude. Will's what? You're at it.
I just love my team, baby. I just love my team, bro.
You talk about that Villa game where we won in the last minute, and you were one of the people that bailed. I cried at that game. I cried when Gundogan scored and we went 3-2 ahead.
I bailed, doggy.
The best thing, like, it's so crazy too, because that was like I didn't get to experience 93-20, but that was my 93-20 moment because it's like and then a year after that we win the treble. Come on.
I mean, this team has given me so many moments. Like, I remember where I was when I saw 93-20. And then that happened, and the Gundogan thing, what was funny was that at this place where I used to go watch all the games was at the Harp in Costa Mesa in Orange County, where I used to watch with OC. Well, no question. Did you guys go to Patrick? Do you go to the Phoenix Watch Club for a City?
Occasionally, but where I live in, so Phoenix is so spread out. I'm actually like an hour and a half outside of Phoenix, so I don't get there very often. But I have been there. It's called the Kettle Black. Shout out to the Kettle Black in Phoenix and the Phoenix Blues.
But shout out to Citizens.
Yeah. So I've watched all my games in my watch career with the OC Blues, and we're a small group, and we only turn up for like a reasonable kickoff time and whatever. But we were watching the game, and I have a lot of Liverpool fans, friends. And they were all there watching the game in the bar, and I was outside on the patio, and oh my God, I was stunting so hard on those Liverpool fans when I was like, when all was said and done, I was like, we were blasting "Don't Look Back in Anger" by Oasis, and on the patio, and all my Liverpool friends were had such the longest faces in the world, and we were oh man, it was such a good day. And then I went back to my studio, and that's when I saw Will. For the first time, so it was a
clueless Will, not even knowing we won the fucking Premier League, dude.
Yeah,
he's all sad, thinking we bottled it, and then
like this
comes Alex, and he's like, "Bruh, we did it."
It was random ass dude from the studio, like, "We won!"
I was like, "Dude, we won! Oh my God, we won!" I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah,
that's crazy, dude.
So yeah, good times. Oh man, damn. The memory lane,
dude.
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, this team. Yeah, I mean, it was a 93-20, and I mean, like, I don't know. I parallel this too with my Cubs fandom, baseball. Talking about baseball, I'm a Cubs fan. I know one other City fan who's a Cubs fan, and his name's Frankie G from Houston. Shout out Frankie G. And just like a team that hasn't won the Premier League in such a long time, or a title in such a long time, and then like to have that moment, like for the Cubs it was Game 7 in 2016 against the Indians.
Yeah.
And it was just like that, and that was another moment. So like I'm very fortunate in that I've experienced 2 titles from 2 teams that I support, so like City and the Cubs. So like just to kind of juxtapose that, but that's baseball for you.
Guys, So, okay, one thing I want to mention, Patrick, we got Wolves next this
We do.
Saturday
Oh,
at
yeah.
7.
That's actually a great transition because I want to
Yes.
get into predictions right now.
Okay.
Well, hold on. We got Newcastle.
Before we have, I was just gonna say, before we have Wolves, we have Newcastle in the Carabao, and George,
Now-
you have Brighton.
Yeah,
It's
that's what I was gonna
unfortunate-
say.
It's
It sucks
uncertain
that Greg left.
But see,
because
Greg
it's like
left, so he
you've
already
got
knew.
Brighton.
You already knew, dude.
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, that sucks that Greg left because I just looked right now. I was like,
I'll
dude,
stand up
they
for
got
Greg.
Brighton.
Brighton's kicking your ass in the cup. Sorry,
Yeah. That's not even. It's a foregone conclusion.
Hey,
because here's
as
the
a
thing:
better-
it's like
I got Brian in that.
Okay.
yeah, Brighton. Well, I'll follow on Greg's predictions. Brighton 3-1 in the Carabao Cup.
Okay. As a better, this is the weekend Chelsea gets it done. That's what
Yeah?
I'm saying. I'm
All
saying.
right,
And this is the one where everybody's gonna put their money on Brighton.
and then
And
Chelsea's
Chelsea-
yeah.
It's
The
gonna
bookies
shit
are
on
going to make their
everybody's
money.
bets.
Bookies
Yeah.
are going to make their money.
Yeah.
Lucky
I
bookie,
believe it.
DraftKings,
I'm gonna say
FanDuel?
Are you saying it's rigged?
2-1.
Allegedly.
2-1. I'll say 2-1.
Ooh,
Chelsea.
I'm gonna piggyback on that 2-1.
Yes, sir. I'll say that.
Nah,
That's just me as a
Uh,
better.
No,
a better.
I'm gonna double down and say Brighton 4-0.
Hell yeah, let's go.
4-0.
Oh,
4-0.
dude.
Yeah,
Come on,
and
man.
don't at me when it's 5-0. Don't at me, you know what I mean?
He's gonna be
Like,
looking. He's gonna be looking on the Instagram post to see if George even posts something because he runs the
Yeah,
entire
yeah,
Instagram.
because
Like
he's-
Dude,
George
that's
can't
what he's-
even. George can't even.
That's
yeah,
funny, dude.
don't at me. But because Chelsea's. But
City.
City,
we
and
got
then
Newcastle in the Carabao Cup.
and it's away.
Is it at St. James?
It's at St. James Park.
God
Yeah,
damn it.
and this is what Will calls this is going to be a small dick lineup,
Yes.
and
Can we explain that?
Okay, so another thing, small dick versus big dick energy, right? Big dick lineup is our best 11 right now.
Sure.
Small dick lineup is our rotated squad. So
Yeah.
we're gonna see a heavily
Calvin
rotated
Phillips
squad.
to start.
Calvin
Rico
Phillips,
Lewis,
Rico Lewis, Gomez.
Gomez.
We're gonna see. I think we'll probably see Nunez in the squad.
That's jacked up, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Laporte. Wait, Laporte's officially gone, right? He went
Yeah,
to the
he's
Saudi
gone.
League.
Yeah,
he's gone to the Saudi League.
They just won to an Al Nasser this morning with Cristiano. So, that was yesterday actually. Yeah, but Laporte is gone and he's in Saudi Arabia
okay,
along with Riyad Mahrez.
I was just
So they
thinking,
played each other yesterday.
I was just thinking about what the defensive subs look like right now. A rotated. So we have a Kanji and Gavardiol, I guess.
Yeah.
We're
I think
gonna
it's
It's
gonna be
not
the
a
same
small
back-
dick.
It's going to be the same back four because who else do we have?
Gomez.
Oh, okay, fine.
Hey, Gomez,
So-
Gomez does plays, bro.
Gomez
You play
balls
Gomez
the
on the
left
wing. You play
Left
Gomez on
wing.
the wing. He's fucking balling.
Yeah, he's a baller, dude. And then we'll probably play up top. Our
Foden.
backups.
Don't forget Foden, dude. Don't forget him.
Yeah, we won't.
Foden, Doku, and Haaland. It's gonna be watch.
You think so? In the
Yeah.
Carabao?
Yeah, I think we're going to
I mean, who do we got? Wolves. Maybe it might
Wolves
be
at the weekend. Yeah.
It might be Doku, Haaland, and Bernardo.
Bernardo's injured.
Oh, he is.
Yeah,
Oh shit. Okay, then yeah, it's gonna be Foden, Haaland.
I think it's gonna be
Doku.
it's gonna be Alvarez up top, I believe, in the Carabao Cup.
You think they're going to rest Holland?
You're gonna rest Holland, and then they're gonna play Ortega at goalkeeper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a given. I think that's a given for sure.
Yeah,
Also known as a small dick squad.
small dick
That's
lineup.
small dick
Small
squad, yeah.
small dick lineup. Small dick
Yes.
squad, and we'll see a bigger dick squad against Wolves.
Yeah. Definitely, dude.
All right. So what do you think the prediction is for Newcastle then?
Knew that game.
You got to back the team.
You don't have to.
Oh, shut up, George. You don't know what it's like to win, so relax.
I'd go with the 3-1.
3-1 City against Newcastle at St. James's Park with a small
Yeah.
dick squad.
Hey, Newcastle. I mean, they're nothing.
They put up some numbers.
Yeah, dog,
Yeah.
and they're
I
nothing.
mean, to be fair, it was Sheffield United, and they came out to play against Newcastle
Oh yeah, they
United.
beat
They didn't
Sheffield
sit back
8-0.
like they did
And-
against us.
Hey, in their debut in the Champions League back, they tied the game, dude. So
Newcastle's
says a-
looking good. I'm excited
Yeah.
for Newcastle.
yeah. Newcastle ain't no joke. So, I like I said, for that one, I'd say a 3-1. We'll whoop that ass. We'll whoop that ass.
I think I'll go with the conservative 2-1.
I'm gonna go 2-1 against. No, I'm gonna go 1-0 against Newcastle, similar to the Premier League.
Ooh, it's gonna be a tight one, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
George, it's your chance to give us a loss, man.
Horse.
2-1 Castle.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I think it's gonna go back and forth though.
Mm,
And then Wolves at the weekend, I agree. I think we're going to play the actual strong Premier League squad. So, and Wolves defensively right now are kind of ass. They can't score either. So 4-0 City.
4-1. Haaland hat trick.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right.
I'll say 3-0. Holland brace and Alvarez won.
Ooh.
And Alvarez won
Yeah.
with a goal and assist.
All right.
Damn. Okay. Hey, I'm gonna put these bets in, baby. Let's make some money.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Chelsea, you've got Fulham at the weekend.
Sorry,
Get your prediction in on.
That's a good one.
On
Oh, for
Wolves.
City?
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sorry.
That's a derby. That's
it is a
the
derby. Yep.
Southwest London derby.
Yeah, I'll do
Chelsea
the
derby.
City Wolves 3-0 City.
Okay.
Okay.
3-0 City.
3-0 City.
Chelsea Fulham. What do you got?
Honestly, or really, or my truth.
Or as a Chelsea fan.
Yeah,
Speak-
as a Chelsea fan.
1-0 Chelsea.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Come on, Alex, man, give me a dub, dude. Give me a dub.
Oh, you want me to give you a dub?
Yeah, I want to give me a dub. Give me a tell me. Give me a chunk.
Hell no!
No, fuck no. Get the fuck out of here. You ain't gonna win.
Fulham's gonna whip that ass up 2-0, and y'all are gonna be like, oh my god, you're just a bus stop in Fulham. You're just a bus stop in Fulham. You're just a bus stop in Fulham.
Unfreaking believable.
Was it though? Was it?
I'll do a little bit better than Alex. I'll say you draw it. I'll say it's a 1-1 draw.
No.
Okay, I'll take that one.
I mean,
and Will just texted me. He said
What are their
2-0
recent results? I
2-0
don't
Chelsea.
even
Dude.
know.
Will's in the spose at the moment, but I'm gonna.
No. Will just texted me. He just said 2-0 Chelsea.
No, we didn't. Okay, they beat Luton, but everybody beats Luton. They drew against Palace yesterday, sorry.
You know,
they did draw.
What a club though, Luton's to support. The Kenilworth Road, that stadium is very charming.
You gotta go through
unfortunately-
somebody's back door to get into the stadium.
Yeah, but but I see them as easily as they came, they're gone.
Oh,
Even
they're not staying up.
even Burnley, Burnley lost to United 1-0 on the
They
weekend.
shouldn't
too.
have.
Yeah, they shouldn't have. But I see it being very hard for them to stay up. So as soon as they arrive, they're right back down. But I do see though prediction Company is going to be a city manager
Oh yeah,
at some point in the future.
he will be.
That could also be a good question to ask: is who do you think is going to succeed Guardiola eventually when he leaves?
I don't know. I go back and forth between De Zerbi and Company. I don't think Company's ready yet, though.
I say Arteta.
I don't know.
I would love to see that.
I would, but I've heard rumors that Postecoglou is being looked at as well.
Ooh. Where's he at right now?
Spurs.
Wait,
Changed
that's
from
that
his
guy,
club.
Big Ange?
Yeah, Big Ange.
Yeah,
Oh, shit. I didn't know
I've
that
heard-
was his name.
I've heard Postecoglou's coming out.
And Angelo Postecoglou.
Yeah, I've heard that he's being looked at least.
Damn, that would steal Spurs thunder for sure. They got that.
If Madison gets injured, Spurs are done. Madison's the reason that team's doing well right now.
That is true. He did have 2 assists on the weekend, so he is definitely ball distributing to Son. Yeah, I mean, but like in the interview, I can't get a crack. I was like, it's just like, how did you get the backs to link up play and blah blah blah. And Big Ange goes, I'm just copying Guardiola, mate.
There you go, man.
And I just was like, hats off to that guy. You know what I mean? Like that's exactly what I did in my FM save. Bosh, second time, boom. Say,
Take a
There you
shot.
go. Take a shot, everybody.
Everyone takes a shot.
All right, well, you got to get your predictions in for Chelsea Fulham.
Chelsea Fulham. Like I said, this is the week to do it. So
What,
I'll
dude?
say, you know what? I'm gonna go Chelsea 2-0 Fulham.
Hey,
Bro,
I
Hey,
know
you might call
George
that?
just said he
You might call
texted
that?
you. Oh,
No,
Hey, dude,
2-0.
Will, put that bet in, dude.
what the hell? What the hell?
Nah, Fulham let me
What
down
the
so bad
hell?
this weekend, dude.
What
Fuck
the
them.
hell?
Yeah,
What the
I
hell?
think Chelsea. Chelsea's
You-
not gonna go three
you haven't- you
games
haven't-
in a row, bro.
You haven't even known George for an hour and 40 minutes, and he's already predicting what you're saying that you're gonna do.
Oh, he said 2-0?
He
Yeah,
said
while you were
2-0.
gone, he's like, Will texted me and said, yeah, he said 2-0 Chelsea. And you come back and you're like, 2 Chelsea.
Let's
Chelsea.
go.
2-0, bro.
I
See?
guess
That's a sign for you right there, George. That's a good sign for you.
that's a yeah.
Dude, I'm getting the goosebumps again, dude. You brought it back up, dude.
We do have our podcast. We do have good predictive powers. Like we did do
Yeah,
a pretty
dude.
good job last year at predicting. To be honest, in my credit, I predicted Argentina to win the World Cup from the onset. I said Argentina was
It's
going to
another
win.
shot right there.
Yeah, and
Take another
then
shot.
and then Will said Belgium was going to win, and Belgium had an ass World Cup.
It's good to know that your guys' podcast literally is the exact same of us. Alex is me, George is Will, and Greg is sorry, I forgot what's the prodigal son. So
Yeah, the prodigal son. There you go. I love it, dude.
Let's go, dude.
Yeah, I was supposed to make the Will joke when Greg was here. That at least that you have a Will on your podcast. You know what I mean? Because
There you go.
they're both hidden from vapes.
Turn up.
yeah.
Turning up. But yeah, we do a pretty good job of predicting things. And I think once you just get used to watching your team all the time, and like when you just look at a result, you just a team. It's like, you know what? Yeah, like for some reason the intuition is very strong. You just like the first thing that comes to mind for me. It's like 2-1. You know what I mean? And then it just like boom, 2-1. It's like wow.
3 games ago, you're like Haaland and Ake with the fucking header, and then he goes, you know what? No Ake with the header. I'm gonna change it. I go, dude, watch Ake score a header. Bang! What happened the next game? Ake scored a fucking header, dude. And he was like, dude. I was like, dude. But he said, I told my students, stick with your first gut decision, dude. You should have done it, dude. But that's what I'm saying. He's good at predictions. So am I. So at the podcast, dude, we should be millionaires right now, dude, and we're not.
Yeah,
You gotta put your bets on, man.
Look at us. We were podcasting from wherever, and now we're podcasting in Beverly Hills. We're actually in Hollywood now. You know what I mean?
We should have flown these guys in, man.
We could have flown these guys in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Start putting those bets down. We'll do it in person.
And then smoke just like Cuban cigars or whatever, just like on the podcast.
We're balling out of control.
Hey,
like Joe Rogan or Theo Vaughn or whatever.
There you go.
Which I want to ask you, George Patrick, is sports betting legal
in Arizona?
It's legal. Yep.
See, lucky sons of guns. All right, let's change the subject.
Which is scary. Which is scary.
Which is scary. Yeah, it could be a dangerous business, but it could be a beautiful one too, dog. I'm just saying.
Oof.
But that's cool, dude. That's cool. So where you guys are from, is there like casinos and shit like that too, or what?
Yeah,
they're building one.
So funny story. My dad actually opened a few casinos out here back in the 90s.
Whoa, cool.
Yeah.
What casinos are those?
Fort McDowell and then the original Gila River. Gila River has quite a few casinos now in the area. But
that's cool,
yeah,
dude.
he opened the original Gila River and then he also opened Fort McDowell. So he's one of the only he's worked with the tribe before he passed, obviously. But
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Sorry to hear that.
so
Okay.
it's all good, man. Yeah, back when I was growing up, I got to go into casinos as they were being built. It was wild to see. So that's why I'm not much of a
Wow.
gambler myself, is
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I've seen all the inner workings and all that
yeah.
fun
Don't
stuff.
do it, dog. Don't do it. It's a sad world sometimes.
Yeah.
I was gonna make a joke, but I don't know. I was,
Do
you
it.
don't,
motherfucker.
Come on.
you don't you eat.
There
Exactly.
you go. Beautiful.
100%.
No, you're absolutely right, Alex. You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
That's
but
fair. That's fair.
yeah, you make the money. You don't piss it away, right?
Exactly.
But
I tried
but-
to.
try to, Will. Yeah, Will's the better. I'm just an oracle. I'm a prophet.
Just a
Just
prophet.
an oracle.
Barely unto thee.
God
Take a
has
shot.
spoken to me.
God has
Take a shot.
spoken, and that city is going to win 2-0 on the weekend, and then
There we
it's just
go.
like boom, and then and everyone stands in awe, and then what's funny though is how sometimes the stream lags, and I had this app called Live Score that gives me the things pretty instantly, and I'm like sometimes I get the update before they score, I'm like, I think City's going to score right now. And then Will be like, no, dude, they're not going to score. And then it's like, oh,
Yep.
how'd you know that?
You're
How'd you
playing
know
the
that?
field. You're
And
pulling both ends.
I'm like, you know,
Unbelievable.
unbelievable. And so like I like doing that from time to time. But I think for the live stream, I'm gonna have to set that shit to the side.
Yeah, dude. Hey, Patrick, join us for the live stream, brother. You
Let's
can
do it.
George if you
Absolutely,
guys
brother.
want to, man. We'll
Yeah,
shoot the shit. Honestly, you guys are for the knowledge that you guys have and the way you guys are, like, the camaraderie. This is a cool ass podcast. Shout out to fucking bit of banter, mate.
Hell
Bit
yeah,
of
man.
Banter.
Hey,
So being I support any Man City podcast, and there's plenty of them out there. Shout
Yeah.
out to Shades of Blue,
Fuck
City
yeah, Shades of
States,
Blue.
with Noisy Neighbors, who else? I'm trying to think of other podcasts. I mean, this one obviously, but like I see it as like, I established them, and there's been established ones like like 9320 has been established for a long time.
Sure.
Noisy Neighbors has been around for a while, but like I see it as non-competition. Any group of City fans that want to get together to start a podcast should, and I'll support it 100%. And like our angle is that we're just the LA Man City podcast. You know what I mean? I don't think we touched on this at the beginning, but like people say, like, what's Kippax? What's Kippax? And Kippax is the name of the supporter stand at Main Road, where all the supporters sat, and because it bordered the Kippax Street, which is one of the streets that was formerly bordered Main Road. So when I was just like coming up with a name for the podcast, I just, instead of going for like LA Man City or whatever, just kind of a generic catch-all name, I wanted to go with something very specific. So I went with Hollywood Kippax, and just appreciating the past history of City.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And and it still gets referred to as the Kippax. The stands at that time, like, sometimes gets referred to as the Kippax. So it's so that's why I selected that. And we don't really explain it on the podcast why it's called Kippax, but just I know that Patrick got it when I said Kippax, but yeah, but like that's just the heritage of the name, I guess, so to speak. I know there's a Hollywood Supporters Club, Hollywood MCFC. I haven't been to we haven't been to
I've
one of
been
those.
to a couple.
Well, you've been to one, yeah. So you and Ipkis have been to one, but I know the organizer there, Bernadette, who's been a longtime City fan and established the club in, I think, 2012. So it's been around for a while. Eventually I'll get there, but like just a matter of like gas money and stuff. And it's also in the Valley. It's in Studio City, which is next to Universal, but it's like over the hill. It's kind of still far. So but yeah, shout out them, and then shout out all the other City podcasts that I discovered along the way. You know what I mean? So yeah, but so we Patrick will be having you on tomorrow night if we
Definitely.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we'll keep you updated with that, but to discuss more in-depth City stuff. But no, it's been a good time hanging out with you guys, and You know, George, sorry though. You know, sorry that we
Gang up on you.
gang up on you like
Hey,
that.
it's all good, dude. I
The
told you,
offer still
I'm-
stands.
The offer does still stand. The door is always open. Hollywood Kippax.
Well-
We'll give you the link to the podcast. You know, Monday night at 9 if you want to join.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm
sir.
telling you,
Yeah.
I'm a fan of City. Don't get me wrong. I'm a fan.
Yes. I appreciate that, dude.
Now when they go at it together, Chelsea and City,
Coming up soon.
We all know where you stand.
It's
Is
coming up.
soon. We like Arsenal's our first top 6 matchup, and it's like beginning of October. So I feel like we got away with playing a lot of the top 6 teams late again. Like I feel like it was a while before we even played top 6 teams last year, but I'm still looking forward to it. I'm just scrolling to see when we play Chelsea again.
I'm gonna wait till November, I think. Maybe next
Yeah,
month. Maybe
it's
October.
November 12th, and then we play Liverpool on Thanksgiving.
Oh shit.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice.
All right.
But we're at home, so
Oh great.
Even
But
better.
even better. But yeah, but
Whenever you guys come down to Arizona, man, we'll watch that game, man.
Let's get it, man. Let's
Let's
get
get
it.
Go. You said go halfway, dude.
go.
Yeah.
Like
You in Vegas, fellas.
Yeah, we'll be in Vegas. Bring all gear to Vegas.
Hell yeah.
Well, boys, I totally agree. This was an awesome experience. I'm so grateful you guys were on, and
Thank you, man.
And we spent close to 2 hours together now. Probably actually 2 hours together because we had all our pre-show stuff waiting for Will to set up his gear because he's technologically deficient. But before we go, and we haven't did this, we were supposed to do it at the top of the show, but we just kind of got into talking, which is all good. I want you to plug your podcast, let everybody know where you can find you guys at, and we'll wrap this baby up.
Alex?
So I'll do the sign off. So well, no, I'll do our sign off, then you can do your sign off. But so you can follow us at Hollywood Kippax, Kippax spelled Kippax, across
Yes,
all
sir.
social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Did I say TikTok?
Mhm.
And then so you know, we are going to you can catch the next game this Saturday, this Saturday away. No,
7 a.m., baby.
probably messed up at 7 a.m. But no, we play Newcastle on Wednesday. Newcastle on Wednesday, Wolves on Saturday.
Yes.
This has been an episode of the Hollywood Kippax. I'm your co-host, Alex Milledge. Join with me, as always, is Will Lopez. Come on, City.
Come on,
City.
You know.
That's kind of how we wrap things up. But
It's going to be biblical, man.
that's going to be biblical, man. And then, but yeah, no, you guys can do it. You guys,
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Well, make sure you follow them. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this episode. Thank you
Yes,
to
sir.
the Hollywood Kippax, Alex and Will, for being a part of this episode.
And Ipkis, Prodigal Son, shout
and
out.
Ipkis product. He's here in spirit.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is. Always is.
Oh,
You
it
can
is.
follow Just a Bit of Banter we're on Twitter and Instagram mostly under Banter Pod. And that's the way you can find us there. We do episodes every week. Looking forward to being on your guys' show tomorrow.
Yes,
It's gonna
sir.
be awesome. And I'll definitely make time to be a part of some watch alongs here in the new
Hell
future.
yeah.
So really appreciate you guys being on here. Thank you everybody for listening. I know this has been a longer one. Appreciate you all that have hung in here. And we will see you all in the next episode. So from me and George and Alex and Will, stay safe. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye,
Yes,
everybody.
sir.
Peace out, everyone. Later.